And welcome back. Well, right now it's time for our segment featuring the organization called the Alliance for the Future of Agriculture in Nebraska, or AFAN. The AFAN is connecting us today with Adam Wegner with the Nebraska Beef Council.
Yeah, and since Memorial Day weekend is coming up fast, we thought we'd get some grilling suggestions today. And Adam, thank you for making the drive today.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no rain today as you were driving?
A little bit of rain, but you know, it's a nice spring day, so it's all right.
Well, good. So are you a big griller? Do you do this for Memorial Day?
Well, of course, right? And so, you know, Memorial Day is one of the biggest grilling holidays of the year. And so now's a great time, especially as this week and the weather warms up a little bit. People are going to be getting outside. So I thought today we'd talk a little bit about grilling steak and other beef items on the grill and some of the things you might need.
Okay, so what's good? Where should we begin as far as the grill goes?
The first thing is, of course, there are all kinds of grills out there today. You can have a gas grill. This one happens to be an indoor-outdoor electric grill, but there's wood pellet grills and there's charcoal. It's really up to you. It's your preference. But when we talk to people about grilling beef, there's really kind of three things. The first one is picking out the beef that you want to put on your grill. And today I picked up, this is a flat iron steak. Most of the time, if you want to find a good steak for the grill, you want something from the middle meat section, so rib or loin. But this one happens to be out of the chuck. It's a really tender cut. We were talking earlier, this one was actually discovered at the University of Nebraska, so it's a nice little product there. Eats really well on the grill. So when you're looking at steaks, you want to find some that has some of that intermuscular fat, that marbling that we like to have in there. Really provides a lot of flavor. So once you've selected your steak, the next thing is to get your grill ready. And a lot of times people don't realize that you have to prep your grill. You can't just throw the meat on. You have to really heat it up. And the best thing to do is to get it to medium heat, which is about 300 or 350 degrees. There's an easy way to tell if you don't have a thermometer on your grill. Just hold your hand about 6 inches above the grate. If you can hold it there for about 5 or 6 seconds before it gets too hot, that's medium heat.
Ah, okay. So that's good to know.
Yeah. Of course, before you do that, you want to make sure your grill is clean. So having a nice grill brush is really important as well.
That's a good one.
Heat that grill up to get it nice and warm, and then make sure you get it all cleaned off before you put your meat on there. The next thing you want to do is make sure you're using the right utensils. So if you're flipping hamburgers, of course, the spatula is always a great tool to use. If you're using steaks, however, we always recommend using tongs, and a lot of the mistakes that people use is to stick a fork in it to flip it over. And you really don't want to do that. Obviously, you're going to be losing some juices in it by doing that. So always use your tongs to make that flip on the grill. You know, and then at the end, the big question that we always get is, well, how do I know when the steak is done? Or how do I know when my hamburgers are done? The easiest way to do that, and the most accurate way, is obviously to use a meat thermometer. If you're looking, you know, everybody has their own preferences as to how you like them cooked. Are you a medium rare?
I'm a medium rare.
Good girl.
Or medium, yeah, one of the two.
Yeah, so a lot of times people, they end up overcooking their steaks. But, you know, if you use your thermometer, you want to insert it into the thickest part of the steak, make sure it's not touching any fat or bone. And for medium cooked steak, you're looking at about 135 to 145 degrees. Hamburgers, on the other hand, you always want to cook those to 160 degrees. That way you make sure it's the safest product for you to consume, make sure there's no leftover bacteria or anything like that on there.
Okay.
Boy, that's all good to know.
And then seasoning, I know you got.
Yeah, so if you want to season your steaks before you put it on the grill, this one happens to be from our friends at Nebraska Star Beef. It's a great seasoning you put on the steak before you put it on the grill. Also, if you're using a steak that's maybe not as tender, you can use one of these marinades and putting it in the marinade in the refrigerator with your steak. You can do it from 30 minutes to up to 24 hours. You don't want to do it much longer than that. It'll really kind of deteriorate your steak, but this is a great option if you have a lesser tender cut that you want to eat really well. Use a marinade.
All right, good.
Adam, thank you. Good suggestions.
Thanks so much.
I'm ready to grill.
That's all right.
Yeah, all right, thanks. Well, we have much more to come right here on Pure Nebraska.